In 2002, Sony Pictures released Spider-Man, bringing Marvel's most popular superhero to the big screen, in a way that would forever change superhero cinema. The film was a massive success, grossing just over $820 million worldwide, and proving that comic book movies could be both critically acclaimed and commercially successful. Let's explore how this film's themes of power and responsibility, combined with its incredible visual effects and character drama, created the template for modern superhero origin stories.
First I heard about Spider-Man. It sounded interesting to me, but only if it was done the right way, like done in a way that would excite me, in a classy way with a good filmmaker and a good story and a good cast.
Hello and welcome back to the watch list. Today I've decided to look at Spider-Man 2002. After reviewing Phase 1 of the Marvel Universe, I thought I'd mix it up a bit and do some other movies. I know I said in my last video that I didn't want this channel to revolve around Marvel movies, but this trilogy was a staple for me in my childhood. I remember having this film on VHS and just constantly rewatching it. So yeah, I'm incredibly eager to delve into this, so let's go. Sam Raimi, known for his work on the Evil Dead series, brought his unique visual style and storytelling abilities to this adaptation. His approach, balanced with spectacular action sequences, with intimate character moments, creating a superhero film that resonated with both fans and general audiences. The film perfectly tells the origin story of one of comics' most beloved characters, whilst maintaining the core themes that made Spider-Man so popular in print. Act 1 introduces Peter Parker as an ordinary high school student, showing his transformation after the spider bite and the tragic death of Uncle Ben, which teaches him that with great power comes great responsibility.
Remember, with great power comes great responsibility.
Act 2 focuses on Peter learning to use his powers while juggling his personal life, as Norman Osborn begins his descent into madness as the Green Goblin. Act 3 concludes in the final confrontation between Spider-Man and Green Goblin, testing Peter's commitment to his values and responsibilities. The production involves some immense practical effects, combined with then groundbreaking CGI to bring Spider-Man's web swinging through New York City to life. The filming took place in New York, with careful attention paid to capturing the city's essence as a character itself. The film's visual effects were revolutionary for their time, creating web-swinging sequences that made audiences believe a man could truly swing through New York's skyscrapers. The combination of practical stunts and CGI really set new standards for superhero action scenes. The Green Goblin's costume and gadgets were largely practical effects, lending weight and realism to the action sequences. I'm sure you've all seen the prototype animatronic Green Goblin helmet that we're going to go with. If they really did go with that, I think I would have had nightmares as a kid. Now, as we're talking about costumes, Spider-Man's suit was next level. Even with all of the iterations we've gotten throughout the years, this one still sits on top. I think the reason is the practicality of it. It felt real. The silver lining across the suit gave it incredible definition, and the shape of the eyes just give off an intense look. I could go on and on about this suit, but I'll move on. One other thing about this version of Spider-Man is that he has organic webbing rather than the usual mechanical cartridge webs. The organic webbing was a unique change made specifically for Raimi's films to streamline the origin story and make Peter's powers more directly connected to the spider bite. Still, it's quite a disgusting ability when you think about it. The fight scenes between Spider-Man and Green Goblin are particularly memorable, especially their final confrontation. I remember that scene being so raw and actually heartbreaking. There's no music, just screams from Peter himself as he's getting battered by Norman. Raimi's direction is visible in how he frames the action, using effective camera movements to follow Spider-Man's acrobatics, while maintaining focus on the fight sequences. This definitely improves throughout the movie, and especially in the sequel. The film features a stellar cast that brings realism to the characters. Tobey Maguire delivers a perfect performance as Peter Parker, Spider-Man, capturing both characters' awkwardness and heroic determination. Kirsten Dunst brings depth to Mary Jane Watson, whilst James Franco portrays Harry Osborn with complexity. Willem Dafoe's dual performance as Norman Osborn and Green Goblin is one of the highlights of the movie, honestly Oscar-worthy, switching between sympathetic and terrifying with incredible skill. The supporting cast includes Cliff Robertson and Rosemary Harris as Uncle Ben and Aunt May, whose performances ground the film emotionally. J.K. Simmons' portrayal of J. Jonah Jameson became instantly iconic and remains the definitive version of the character.
Spider-Man, hero or menace? Exclusive Daily Bugle photos.
Menace.
Let's get into the trivia. I'm sure you've all heard the food tray fact about the movie, so here are some other interesting facts about the production. Leonardo DiCaprio, Heath Ledger, and Jake Gyllenhaal were all considered for the role of Peter Parker before Tobey Maguire was cast. I remember hearing that Jake Gyllenhaal almost took over for the second film as Tobey Maguire suffered a back injury before filming. The famous upside-down kiss scene between Spider-Man and Mary Jane took 38 takes to perfect, and Tobey Maguire was struggling to breathe through the mask in the rain. The line "Go Web Go" was improvised by Tobey Maguire after multiple failed attempts to make the scripted version work. The wrestling scene where Peter fights Bonesaw was a tribute to the original Spider-Man origin story from the comics. And of course, Stan Lee makes his first Marvel movie cameo as a bystander who pulls a young girl away from falling debris, and this would start his tradition in appearing in Marvel films. While some aspects of Spider-Man feel dated by today's standards, this film laid the groundwork for the modern superhero genre. Sam Raimi's direction, combined with Tobey Maguire's earnest portrayal of Peter Parker, created a film that perfectly balanced spectacle with heart. The groundbreaking visual effects may have aged, but the core story about power and responsibility remains as relevant as ever. 20 plus years later, its influence can still be felt in how superhero stories are brought to the big screen, and it remains one of the most important and influential superhero films ever made.